I'm Paul Powell. I promise my clients more lawyer for less fee. It doesn't mean I'm a discount lawyer. It means I put more money in their pocket, right where it belongs. If you've been in an accident, call me. I can help. Paul Powell, more lawyer, less fee.
Does a future filled with opportunity and growth, management and planning, innovation and success sound right for you? Then Northwest Career College is right for you. Northwest Career College gets you career ready in the medical, dental, legal, massage, and business admin fields. At Northwest Career College, you'll get dynamic online learning and the top hands-on training from seasoned professionals. Plus, financial aid is available to those who qualify. Get career ready at Northwest Career College on campus, online.
Cox keeps you connected with reliably fast panoramic Wi-Fi, giving you whole home coverage. Get services the day you move in with Easy Connect included, and advanced security to help protect your devices from online threats. Just imagine what the power of our internet could do in your hands.
Did you get it? Got it.
Find out if you qualify for a monthly ACP credit of up to $30.
Why do dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay? Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration for healthy-looking skin. La Roche-Posay.
What moves humanity forward? Is it sustainable technology? Is it groundbreaking innovation? Is it the immense desire we have to do something great? Every day I make a choice to create a positive impact while enjoying every second on this earth. This is why I choose to live a life powered by the sun.
At Silver Summit Health Plan, we get you. With our quality Medicaid coverage, we get you a large network of trusted doctors so you can feel better. We get you connected to pregnancy support so your kids stay healthy. We get you access to housing, food, and transportation so you don't have to worry. We get you care for the whole you so you're fully taken care of. At Silver Summit Health Plan, we get you. Go to ChooseSilverSummit.com today.
If you're involved in an accident and suddenly faced with unexpected bills, what can you do? The insurance company wants to settle fast and settle cheap. Call us today and find out what your case is really worth. Bernstein and Poisson, protecting your rights.
Escape to a vacation at Circus Circus. Experience the thrill of the Adventure Dome. 5 acres with 25 rides to keep you on the edge of your seat. Ride our newest attraction. Spinning fun for the entire family. Twistin' Teacups. Games, arcade, prizes, and more on the Midway. Collect even more prizes at our new Redemption Center. Plus, you can always enjoy free circus acts. 2-night stay up to 50% off. Plus, Las Vegas resort fees. Life's a circus. Let's play.
Join Planet Fitness now and enjoy tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs for only $10 a month.
Just $10 a month? That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
It's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
It's this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Get glowing and feel fit-tacular at Planet Fitness for just $10 a month. So come in today and start your fitness journey at any of our 2,000-plus locations.
Hi, I'm Dr. Harvey Chin. Welcome to Vegas Dental Experts.
With mini dental implants, Dr. Chin is changing the lives of his patients who suffer from loose dentures or missing teeth.
I love it. What Dr. Chin did, it's wonderful.
Mini dental implants have changed my life.
It's given me a world of difference and confidence.
You can be you again with mini dental implants. Call us today at Vegas Dental Experts for a free consultation and give us the opportunity to change your life.
Heard in a wreck and don't have health insurance or money for co-pays and deductibles? No problem. At Lerner & Rowe, we can get you the medical treatment you need with no out-of-pocket cost. And we don't get paid till we win your case.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
Create your perfect room for relaxing, entertaining, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to 60